So I think if we just move on to what's next. I'm not sure if Patrick's around or anybody who has more knowledge than us.
Needs to be AWOL tonight.
Just wondered if he had an update on the state of new surface. He was there a minute ago, I'm sure.
Oh, well, Carl's alive.
Yeah, well, we might have to come back to that because I had a couple of things that I thought Patrick was going to help us with. So Joomla 4 has not yet been released. That's as much as I know.
You don't say.
Its status is unknown. It's halfway through the year and it still hasn't been released, which is pretty disappointing, to be very honest.
Now that you mention it, it's been very quiet on Twitter lately amongst the those involved in pushing the release. Not sure what's going on.
Just be whispered that they're looking at October.
Okay, so we'll see it in December or later. Yeah. I'm not sure if anybody hasn't visited GitHub. There is a beta blocker tag, so that basically lets us know what is still outstanding. I've just included that in the last presentation slide. But you know, if anybody's got any spare time up their sleeve, which I'm sure we all have, you know, it would be nice to see this thing actually hit the streets at some stage before the end of the year.
One positive thing I would say about Joomla 4 is, despite a lot of the grumbling, I've noticed a lot more of the components that I use regularly have started releasing versions with increased J4 compatibility. So that hopefully leans towards a release at some stage.
That is probably the silver lining to having such a long runway to Joomla 4, is that it gives everybody a chance to get out of the rocking chair and conditioning.
There's been a few like that.
Can I ask a silly question again? What does Joomla 4 bring to the party? Because again, I'm new to Joomla. And...
Okay, so if you actually have a look, we've got a couple of videos on the YouTube channel which go into a little bit of Joomla 4. So I'll start and have a look at those after this meeting because they're pretty exciting. But basically there's some nice functionality in terms of publishing workflow. So you can create a workflow. It's got new look and feel. It's got some performance improvements. There's quite a lot they've done, but it will be just nice to see it across the line. But yeah, have a look on the presentations. I think we did one in January and maybe one partway through last year. I think did one on
Session or two on its own.
Okay. Sorry?
It's a session or two on its own.
Right, I got you.
But don't be afraid of it. I guess, you know, one of the things about it is really easy to get up and running, and I've got a number of sites, a couple of sites running on Joomla 4 beta live, and I think there's people who've done that just to get familiar with it. It's pretty nice, pretty easy to get up and running. 10 minutes and you're done. So
okay.
Don't be afraid of it. Have a crack at it.
Okay.
Just have a look around and see what sort of functionality improvements there are. Nice new media area, which is going much better than the current version. So yeah, there's quite a bit of momentum coming. As Nathan said, I saw on the extensions directory, you can start to see the version 4 sort of progress on some of the key extensions going on. So that's good. All right. There was a couple of other things I just wanted to raise. Again, I thought Patrick was going to be with us, but he appears to have dropped off somewhere along the line. Just on the current status of the Joomla Australia, we basically are proceeding to become under the auspices of Linux Australia as an organisation. So I think that's progressing. Nothing new to report, but that is progressing. And I think I've got Mick here. Mick, do you want to have an update on anything that happened at the Joomla Day USA?
Yeah, so I presented at Joomla Day USA, and it was pretty awesome. They did an excellent job of organizing it all, and they were running multiple concurrent sessions at the same time. So at any one time, you could have had up to 4 different sessions that you could attend. All of the videos were available. They were just released this week, actually. If you bought a ticket, all of the recorded videos are available to you. If you're interested in seeing those videos, but you didn't buy a ticket, you can probably talk to the organizers. Laura Gordon was perhaps the lead of it. To get in touch with those people, I don't know if you can use their website, if that's still hanging about, but I've started interacting on Glip on the Joomla Glitter channel. Are you on it? Because I'm here. Oh, okay. I tried to type your name in and mention you when I talked about the meetup here tonight, but it didn't even pop up when I typed it in. And I'm finding some really good chatter there. I'm meeting some really cool people, and I was able to continue on some of the relationships that I started from JDay USA. And this is what's really cool about Joomla, is that once you start sort of trickling into the community, you end up learning who these people are and making it a first name relationship, and you have casual conversations with people that you otherwise would not have met. And there's a real wealth of knowledge that can be shared just by creating those networks. So it's amazing that something that is big and global that as Joomla is can be also very familial. And I think that's not to be missed. So if you're not already engaged in some kind of communication channel, whether that's Facebook or LinkedIn or your local meetup or whatever, you need to start putting feelers out and connect yourself. I wouldn't say connect to all of them. That would just take all of your day. You have room for nothing left. There'd be nothing left. But yes, start integrating, start making relationships in a few clusters, 2 or 3. And that way, when something new pops up, you'll eventually hear of it and you won't be left in the dark. It's no good trying to run your own Joomla website or business in the dark. You may as well be informed. And I think what I saw yesterday on Glip was that, was it GSOC, the summer code and all that? Yeah. So there's been some reveals and some congratulations to those who were picked or won for their category. So there's information that's flopping about. So if you're not connected to these channels, you're missing out on something. And it's nice. It's a good idea just to stay connected. So I recommend hooking up with that. In my own world, which if any of you know me, it's Joomla Stack Exchange. That's my world. That's my whole universe. I did have a sort of a pick of the week for a question, which I did end up answering. But it was a beautiful representation about, and there's been some discussion about why should anybody bother using Joomla Stack Exchange? And this question highlighted exactly why you should have an account on Joomla Stack Exchange and why you should be asking your questions there. And if you are able to answer, why you should be answering them. So there was a question that was about how to join your article to the custom fields using a raw SQL query. So it was a matter of joining the content table to the fields values table. And there was a fellow who needed to query and filter on some of the custom fields, but also sort on the custom fields and not the custom field that he originally was filtering by. So he didn't ask me, the question wasn't complete enough for me to recreate it, so I wasn't able to answer straight away. But first, one volunteer said, oh, well, probably what's easiest is if you just query, get all the information and dump it into PHP land, and then sort it after it's already dumped, after the result says dumped into PHP, which was a feasible working solution. But the person who asked the question decided they were looking for a pure SQL solution. So they decided they would join their custom fields table, the fields values table, onto itself 3 times. Now, if you were listening to Stuart earlier, he's got a fields value table that's got hundreds of thousands of rows in it. So to join that table onto itself, folding it onto itself 3 times over, you are absolutely going to be punishing yourself. So when the person who asked the question, they actually answered their own question, which is a good thing. Always encouraged. If you find your own solution, you should always answer it. But once he posted that answer, I was able to reverse engineer what his data looked like and what he was trying to do. So I recreated that with an online demo and showed how to use what's called a pivot technique, which is virtually the correct technique whenever you're accessing the field values table. And in the end, I showed exactly how easy it could have been without having to join the same table on itself 3 or 4 times. So it was a really excellent opportunity. The whole page represents exactly why you should be asking on Joomla Stack Exchange. Because if you think you know an answer, and the first guy did, you eventually might see another technique which you can compare and go, oh, that one's better than mine, or mine's better than that one. And it helps you to broaden your idea of what an answer can be. And that was true of the asker as well, is that if they would have just maybe gone to their meetup group and said, how do you do this? And then one person answered and said, oh, I'll just do it in PHP. Then fair enough, they might have just gone, yeah, that's going to work for me. I'll do that. And then they completely missed the opportunity to receive global support and hear multiple solutions. So that was certainly my pick of the week. There was one question. It received 3 valuable, unique answers, all that worked. And the person who asked the question was able to choose what was right for them. Really, really awesome. So I hope that encourages everybody. If you've got a question, fire it on there, because there are volunteers looking to help. That was a win. Yeah, loved it.
Right. Anyone got any other news, views, and anything exciting to bring to the party? I discovered a trick in PHP the other day, and that is you can't use a view with a group by in a subsequent insert.
No.
In a subsequent insert statement.
So view table, yeah. And Stuart was working in MariaDB, and there was some fine print in that sucker, and it was holding him up. So always something to learn.
But, yes. All good. Well, if there's nothing further to report, Well, no burning questions. I will thank you for your attendance, and we'll see you the next meetup.
Thank you very much, Stuart. That was great. Very intense. Thank you, everyone. It's good to see you all again. Bye.
Thanks, Stuart.
No problem.
Thanks, Stuart. That was great.
Thanks, Stuart.
Thanks, Stuart. Very
everyone.
interesting. Bye.
Seriously.
Bye.
Have fun. Have a good day, Clive, in the UK.
Cheers, Stuart. Thanks a lot. You too. You too.
Yeah.
See you next month.
Good night, everyone else.
Well, don't be afraid to reach out and make contact with us, and we can put you in touch with some UK equivalents. Of,
Well, yeah, I mean, I was looking on Meetup for a UK Joomla meeting, but I couldn't find one. So if
Gotta hit the London one, definitely.
London's
And that's
the go.
tomorrow or today. It's
Later today normally. Follows.
is it really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see if I can find that then. Yeah.
well, we
Okay.
can get you the link if you can't find it.
Yeah. Okay. All right then.
Don't be afraid to
If you got the link there, I'll in the
I'll see if I can find it.
We'll fire it over to you. But
I'll
that
just-
group's pretty warm. That's a good group to get involved in.
okay.
Good folks in that one.
Joomla User Group London. There we go. Try this one. Just put it in the chat window there.
Okay. Brilliant. Okay. Okay. Oh, I see. It's not on Meetup.
Oh,
Okay.
they are on Meetup, but they should have they've got a register to attend button, and it is
Okay. Okay.
Tuesday,
Brilliant.
15th of June is their next meeting.
Well, no, probably just bumped because it's today right now.
Yeah, so they've got Vic Drover speaking on Watchful, which is actually really interesting. So 1900 to 2100, and it's online
Okay.
on May the 18th. That's today. So
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
have a look there and say hello to them all from us.
Absolutely.
All good. All right, we'll see you next time.
Good night.
Cheers then. Cheers then. Bye.
Thank you.
I'd actually like to attend that one if I wasn't asleep.
Yeah. Oh, actually, no, 1900. Oh, shit.
I have to Google that one.
Well, the
Like one of
one.
oh, that's doable.
No. 4.
Yeah, that's less doable.
Yeah. 1924 is 5 and 4 is